Special thanks to Live Nation for all the support and sponsoring the episodes. Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm that friend that gets you into shows, yet you don't know what I do for a living.
And I'm Ricky. I'm the friend that's begging you to come to shows with me for bands that you've probably never heard of. This week on the podcast, we're talking Lady Gaga.
Yeah. And I'm so glad Fabio woke up to join us. He literally just woke up.
Fair.
2 minutes ago. I had to text him, say hello, and he was like, hello?
Hello?
This is your
I almost
episode,
wanted to be
dude.
like, Marco? Hello? Like, what are we doing here? I don't get it.
This is your time to shine, my friend. And here we are.
It was a conflict with the calendar, my schedule.
We've only been talking about her forever.
Yeah.
And
this is the episode that has could never happen. Many times.
True.
Yeah.
Even when it was supposed to happen, it wasn't happening because you were late.
Okay. All right. So we were supposed to take this last week. And my computer just decided it didn't want to be, it broke up with me. It just, story of my life, didn't want to be with me anymore. And it sounds like a personal problem. It just,
It checked out.
Checked out. So much so that the Genius Bar was like, never seen this before. And, here we are $3,000 later with a new laptop. So taking this out for a joyride, first episode. So, sponsor us, will you? Because Sylvia and the rest of the boys need some laptops.
Yeah. Please, Apple.
Seriously.
Could you imagine?
So anyway.
I have my Beats on, I have my Apple headphones. We're good.
I want to get the Zildjian.
I know. It's funny. I have a pair here, but I don't have any myself, which is kind of insane. But I have a pair here to film some content stuff this weekend, and I was going to break them out for this, but there's an app to set up the tuning for them, and I haven't had time to do it. So I was like, And also, I don't want to set it up and then end up getting my own headphones and having to redo the whole process because I'm lazy. So I'll just wait until I get a pair.
Also, if our friend at Sonos would sponsor us, then maybe. But God forbid,
we would all look really good.
He opens up his closet and gives
Sonos
it to Fabio's husband, Tony. I didn't get it.
Oh.
Well, I do have a speaker, but not that one.
That was a nice little hookup.
Anyway, sorry. We're going into the weeds here, and we forgot Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
We're talking
Fabio
headphones
this morning.
Where's everybody been? Where have we been? What month is this? What's going on?
I've been hibernation.
This is a new year, right?
My concert season has been non-existent. It's just everything in the world has just been so unsettling that, usually concerts are my escape. There hasn't been really much going on besides that. And now I'm optimistic because my concert season begins this weekend. So I'm first concert of the season's big one, I should say, major, will be AC/DC at Gillette on Sunday. I have pit tickets. Pray for me. Pit. And Cassie, our friend, was like, hey, I got tickets for you in the suite. I was like, damn, I am already in the pit. But she's like, but hey, I got you your parking pass. And so
there you go.
God bless Cassie. She's the best.
Parking.
Yeah. She's the best. So I have parking. That's all that matters. Even if it rains, I have parking.
Who cares?
So that's where it begins.
It's so rock and roll that you have access to a suite and you're like, no, I'm in the pit. It's all good. Love that.
It's also, going back to our usual where we talk about death. I got these tickets because my Uncle Frank was a big AC/DC fan. And so much so when he passed away, he's like, we had stage 4 cancer, was a whole thing, and he's like, when I go, I want you to play Highway to Hell. I was like, dude, we can't do that. The priest will not want that. And so, but we found a symphonic version of it.
Oh, nice.
And we did play it. So, and anyway, so we're going, and it's for Uncle Frank. I like
That's
AC/DC, but I wouldn't go out in the rain.
Yeah.
On Sunday if it wasn't for him. So we're going to go with my cousin Cassandra, or my cousin Mark, and his girlfriend Marissa. So we're going to just go in the pit. And honestly, after Hideaway to Hell plays, I'm ready to leave. And I've already looked at the set list. Looks like it's number 10, so it's in the middle.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is fantastic. And even Thunderstruck's before then, so like the hits that I'm like looking forward to. So will be that. I'll pour out a Coors Light. I don't know if it's a Coors Light Stadium. I don't think so, but pour one out for Uncle Frank, and that will begin my concert season. But I am going to go see Crime Junkie this weekend to the live podcast. So besides ours, that's my favorite podcast.
Yeah,
nice. That's cool. I don't know.
Anyway, that's where I've been.
Shows. I think I've been to one show this year. I saw the Receiving End of Sirens did their like reunion weekend. I went to that because Bad Rabbits opened, and that Receiving End of Sirens were incredible. So I went to that, and that was, I think, it for shows. The Wonder Years are playing at the Palladium. They're doing like an acoustic tour with like not a symphony, but they have like a mini string section. So I might go to that, but it's kind of it fully depends on how dad duties are going that day, and if we can get Willow to bed on time, I'll luckily I live like 5 minutes from the Palladium, so I can go get there just before the Wonder Years, have 2 beers, and then be home in an hour, and it'll be beautiful. It's kind of my plan if it works out, but also if it doesn't, it's fine. I've seen him a million times.
If Willow goes to bed, that must be like the new thing.
If
if we can get her to bed on time.
She goes to bed. She's pretty good at going to bed. It's the staying to bed. That's the problem. So I might even get home just in time to like take her back out. But
we get a lot of emails from publicists. And you said Receiving End of Sirens. It was the wrong Sirens. That's what I was looking up right now. So Sleeping with Sirens reached out and they wanted us to go cover their show at Xfinity. So anyway, FYI.
Who are they playing with? I don't even know who I know who they are, but I've never listened to them.
Pierce the Veil.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're playing with Pierce the Veil at Xfinity. So we'll make our summer plans now that we're coming out of the cocoon of winter. I think I was sick for like a solid month and a half too. I don't know if you guys were in that weird where everybody was sick.
Oh yeah.
I got sick and was sick for like a month.
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn it. Yeah. But as I got out of my cocoon, I saw like my buddies open for Ninja Sex Party. It's been tour at Roadrunner, so it was good to see
Ninja Sex Party. That's one to look up.
Yeah. They're like a comedy YouTube band. And then I was also at Roadrunner to see this rapper, Connor Price. He's like a all ages kind of show. He was really funny. He's a YouTuber too. And then I went to Brighton Music Hall on Sunday and saw Mega Ran. And
they like top hats.
Yes, they do. Ninja Sex Party likes top hats. I saw Magic Sword, Starbenders, and my buddy Mega Ran. So I've been out to some shows, been working some shows, traveling for some shows this month.
You forgot somebody.
It's been a whirlwind.
What's March? What's March for you?
Oh. Well, yeah.
Hello.
March
we know
that. Well, then I'll get the episode plugged in.
It's just another work weekend.
That is so intense and such a big chunk of my world that it didn't even register as me like going to a show. But yeah, I worked Dropkick Murphys. Nice. And those guys were great. And actually, you know what? I'll tie it back to podcasting. So you can listen to and watch our Dropkick Murphys episode. And also coming up in May here in Boston is Boston Calling. So you can listen to both of those episodes. But here's a cool podcasting thing that happened. when I was at Dropkick Murphys. So Ken was asked to be on the Midas Touch podcast, and
that's cool. That's huge.
And it was like,
that's really big.
Can you do this in 45 minutes? And they're like, okay. And so we had to like find like this special room that they use that like it's kind of like a hidden room in the foundation room at the House of Blues. So we found a place and set Ken up in there, and then like, you know, within 2 hours his episode that he just recorded was like up, and they were watching it like before the show. Yeah, it was really cool. And yeah, it's like number 1, 2, 3 like podcasts in the country. They're like, yeah, let's do it, because Ken's been doing a lot of political stuff. I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, it was like really cool to be like, I mean, I wasn't involved with the podcasting part, but I was like psyched to be like a room away from it and to have like helped
adjacent
find the room for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, it's like the, what's that movie, like 10 Feet from Stardom or whatever, but the backup singers. That's like, that's what like my podcast fame was at the moment. Yeah. But yeah,
that's sick.
Make sure if you're watching or listening to subscribe to us on Spotify and YouTube.
Yeah.
Fabio, we're there.
Fabio, what have you been doing?
I
know
it's not so much of a cocoon for me as it is hibernation for winter. So what really woke me up was going to Kylie for her Tension tour.
Yeah,
here in Boston. You were invited.
Then I waved to him from backstage.
Yeah, exactly. So it was Kylie, big time. Kylie was here, and I reached out to everyone that went to Vegas and those who did not.
No. Can you please express to you, like as you got to the seats, what your friends said to you?
Hold on. Don't rush me.
Let him tell the story.
We have a Lady Gaga episode to get to. We don't have. You're like your grandmother, where you set up stories so long.
Well, what can I say? It is what it is. Went to Kylie. Ended up dragging along Amelia and Brian and Ted. Sylvia was like, "Oh, thanks, I'm good though." I'm like, "Okay, just wanted to make sure I covered my bases."
Nice.
So then we get there. We actually got the pretty good seats. But then my dear friend Brian has the audacity to be like, "Wait a minute, this is where we're sitting?
Yeah.
We're in loge." I was like, "These are excellent seats, thank you very much." Where like I thought we would be like, on stage or like backstage or whatever. And I was like, "No, why would you think that? Why would you assume that?"
They were texting me asking what happened. I'm like, I don't know what happened. That's your friend.
No, I couldn't. It was an amazing show. It was really, really good show. Just as great as the residency show in Vegas was. This was longer. She played so many of her hits. It literally was just like a one long ass party the whole time. It just didn't stop. It was phenomenal. It was just a really, really good time. Everyone was up on their feet. It was a sold out event. But I did see some empty seats, so that made me wonder. I'm like,
I don't think it was sold out.
Yeah, like what does sold out mean? That all the tickets were sold, or that every seat actually had a butt in it that night?
The tickets were sold, so it could have been scalpers that couldn't get.
Okay.
They waited too long or wanted too much for the money.
Yeah.
Too much for the ticket, I should say.
Yeah. So that's really been my only show since the beginning of the year, and it was great. It was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I love Kylie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll listen to our Kylie Sphere episode as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have an episode on Kylie too.
Because that was the best show. Because I went.
It was the best. Yeah. Wow. You were asked. And
I was not. I was not. I was not asked. I was not. Anyway, I don't care anymore. I've moved on, and now we're going to talk about Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gaga.
Ricky, you're blurry.
Gaga.
Blurry?
We haven't said that in a long time. Ricky's higher quality than he is.
Who are we to question?
The internet. Still works. That's his thing. Still works.
I have so many people reach out to me every day about that, and they're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's literally nothing. Like it means nothing." I did it once, and my sister-in-law hated it, and because of that, I was like, "This will be funny for me to drive her and my wife crazy." And now it's like random people send me videos of them doing things and saying "still works," and I'm like, "This is taking on too much of a life of its own." But
I love it.
Let it do its thing.
Lady Gaga.
So Fabio finally got up for this. We're excited to now talk about Gaga. Even before she was Mother Monster, she was, bringing her
Stephanie, Joanne, Angelina, Germata.
Yeah, she was hustling across those radio station lobbies with her CD or mixtapes in hand,
with her disco ball glasses and her staff.
I missed the disco ball glasses.
I mean, I think each of us. Have you seen Lady Gaga? You're the only one. Then
I'm the only one. I haven't.
We'll have to change that.
I will go. So, I mean, I'm guessing just because of the time of year it is and everything's already been announced. I'm guessing next year there'll be a Gillette Stadium or a Boston Calling or something massive that she'll do up in this area. And I'll probably find my way to that because Fabio, I've been dying to tell you all morning, I've never listened to a Gaga album like in its entirety. I've heard like all the singles.
Goodbye. I'm out.
No.
Oh, that's some good content right there. With his
fucking kidding me? I got out of bed for this. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't heard a Lady Gaga album ever. I don't even own a Lady Gaga album. Who's Lady Gaga? What?
Hey, I know who she is. No, but this morning I did listen to Mayhem, and it's
because it's metal.
I knew it would be good, but I didn't know that I would like love it. But I legitimately like love like 4 or 5 songs on this album. So she has my attention. I know I'm super late to the game, but I'm a monster now. I'm super late to the game. Well, I've always liked the singles. Like, she's great, and I love everything about her. But it's just never been a thing where I'm like, let me put this on. But this morning I was like, let me put this on, and it's really, really good.
It's a very good album. I will admit it was an album that I had to like grow into because I think I had expectations of what I wanted it to be, and being a Lady Gaga fan, as you know, you cannot do that. You cannot have expectations of what her albums are going to be or what her singles are going to sound like or any of it, because you have to kind of like, you really have to believe in her process, because I'm hooked. I'm literally hooked on the album. I will be honest. There was like about a few days there where I was like, really interesting. I don't know if this one's going to work for me. And the next thing I know, I'm like, literally like I'm cooking and I'm like humming that song that I'm like, doesn't work for me. And now it's just like, I'm all about it. And it's like, I get it. I see what you're doing.
My least favorite song is the the one with Bruno Mars, like the slow one.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
oh God, forget the name.
I think that's one where like when I saw that they were like teasing something together, I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Like I'm a big fan of everything that both of these two people do in terms of at least like their singles. And it just didn't bring what I wanted from either of them. And then when I put this record on, I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad it's the last one on here. Like, I don't have to worry about it. And then I listened to the entire thing through, including that song. And I was like, that's my least favorite song on here. Like, everything else is actually like head and shoulders closer to what I want from like my version of Lady Gaga.
Sylvia's getting in some ASMR time right now.
Some weird shit happening with my mic.
Do you know who?
Weird shit with my mic.
Do you know who the Lonely Island are?
No.
So it's like Andy Samberg.
Yes, I was
Dick
just
in a
like,
Box.
I've heard them. Yes.
So
SNL
you not know
bands
Dick in a
kind of
Box.
a couple they did a song with Lady Gaga, but also they a couple years ago they released this kind of like a one-off project where they had like an entire like concept record / Netflix movie about Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire, and it's like a musical. And there's a part, it's the best, but there's a part where see, now I'm blurry. Boom.
No, it's like your internet.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, for the first time I noticed like my camera was blurry. But there's a song called like Parking Lot or something, and it has Haim in it, who I also love, and I'm super excited for their new record. But
I like that
it's
name.
like
Haim.
they're the best. But there's a song on the new Gaga record. Oh, you have to listen to Haim. They're
my
incredible.
God. They toured with Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're
so amazing.
The best.
Yeah, they have a new album, I think, right? Or new
it's
tour.
Coming
new
out.
Tour.
Yeah, new tour, new album's coming out like this summer. But the song Zombie Boy by Gaga has the same like beat melody thing as that Lonely Island song, and the way she sings it is kind of like Haim singing the Parking Lot song, and that's all I keep thinking about. I've listened to it like 5 times this morning, and I was like, this is incredible. I wonder if this was like an inspiration for it. So if you ever meet Gaga, please ask her that question.
Well,
I will make sure to put it on my list.
I mean, Born, like if you listen to Born This Way, the bass line and some of the like the chord progressions is Express Yourself and Madonna, because Madonna then when they had their little beef, then during the tour did a mix where it went from Express Yourself, Because I Was Born This Way, and I was like, wow, like she didn't have to say anything, and all she did was just go into that, and we're like, oh, well, damn, there it is.
It kind of reminded me of like the old 90s like East Coast West Coast hip hop battles. For like a small minute between Gaga and Madonna.
They're absolutely fine. I'm not pitting one against the other, but for a minute there I was like, oh shit, there it is.
That's interesting. I would have never like put them. I mean, it makes sense now that you mentioned it. I'm like, okay, yeah, Gaga like obviously is like clearly inspired by Madonna, but like I never would have put it that close to be like, let me kind of like remix the song a little bit.
Yeah, there was beef between the Madonna fans and the little monsters there for a minute. So much so that one Christmas, our friend Amelia,
raised your hand like you're in school.
Our friend Amelia, who we bring up in every episode, she got me it was Lady Gaga's book, and she signed it as Lady Gaga, saying, "It's okay to like me."
I remember that.
That's fantastic.
For like
I love it.
10 millionths of a second, you should have seen Sylvia's eyes like, how did she do this? Oh, no, it's not real.
I got Amelia's autograph worth 5 cents.
That's awesome.
So
I've never seen Madonna, but Madonna. I have seen Madonna.
Well, you have, liar.
I have seen Madonna. I have not seen Lady Gaga. You guys have seen her a handful of times, at least each, probably.
2 handfuls of times.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. I've seen her 10 times for somebody who claims she's not a fan.
Oh, God. I so don't keep track or score.
I did. I do my research for our, I don't know, this thing that we do called the podcast. I don't know what this is. We just like talk.
I thought it was supposed to be organic.
Our friends don't even listen to us. So the first time I heard of Lady Gaga was because of Josh Smith from, we were working together, and he's now with Bowery. And it was MySpace days, and he was booking some shows at Great Scott in Boston. Well, and he was just like, hey, there's this new artist. You're going to love her. She sounds like Madonna. Her name's Lady Gaga, and I'm going to book her at Great Scott. And so this was like in 2008. And I saw the offer sheet, and he's like, check it out. I think, what was it, like $700, $750 we were going to pay her.
Wow.
And Just Dance then broke. And then there was no show at Great Scott. So I mean, I know we're talking about Great Scott is coming back to a different location. I'm super stoked that it's coming back. And so the old Great Scott, this was the show that never was. And I always joke with Josh, he's like, I don't want to be known for the show that never was. But I'm like, dude, you found her like way back when, like, no, you're like, I'm going to book this because Sylvia's going to love it. And it was Lady Gaga. So, and then a year later, there was a radio show out in Western Mass for, at Six Flags. And she performed as part of it. She was the undercard for Boys Like Girls.
Wow.
And there's some, I saw some photos of it. I don't have my flip phone anymore, so I can't get, I'm not like Ed Sheeran where I can go through my old phone and find photos of me and Taylor, having pizza in Rhode Island. Anyway, so it was like, I'm looking at the thing. It was like the Veronicas, We the Kings, Flo Rida, and Boys Like Girls, and her. And she had just come from New York. She was like all like glammed out, and she's playing the piano. And I'm like, holy shit, this is who like we were gonna have, and this is pretty cool. She was so good. And from then on, I was like, well, this is fantastic. She talked about. She was one of the first people that talked about LGBTQ rights, like on stage. It was a whole thing. And she had like a tutu on. It was like, that's what I remember, like a yellow tutu. So yeah, major fashion things that the other bands on the bill did not have. And to me, growing in the scene, like, working the pop punk shows, it's always like, your Chucks, your, Vans, whatever you had. And then that's who was on the bill basically. And then this, person who's very, again, similar to Madonna, like had the whole dramatic set and, costume changes for a radio show. And it just drew my attention. It was different. So shout out, I think it was Kiss 95.7 or something like that.
Yeah. It's like the Western Mass Kiss 108 thing. Yeah. I think I went to a radio show, not that one, but it was like Simple Plan and Bowling for Soup and Hilary Duff or something. It was like a weird combination. But also,
she also said on stage that Six Flags gave her a list of things she could and could not say on stage. Because she could say some pretty, like,
for example.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, she used the time to promote like gay marriage and equality and things like that. And that, 2009, it wasn't really a thing. I mean, now everybody does it. It wasn't a thing. So I think they were very like family friendly type of thing. Right. So, and nothing against Six Flags, but it was just, that's the times. And so, again, the laundry list of things she couldn't say, and she still said what she wanted to say. But I thought it was funny because I think the night before she was in Terminal 5 in New York.
Wow.
And that's when she was supposed to, she was friends with Kanye at the time because they were going to tour together.
Yeah, they were supposed to play Worcester.
Yeah.
You're going to play the
So
TCM.
Anyway, that's when they started first like friends and partying. They were like party friends back in the day. But anyway, so, and then fast forward a few years later, South by Southwest, she was on the Dorito stage. Where it's like a big Dorito bag in downtown Austin.
Nothing says you've made it when performing on the Dorito stage.
I mean, South
was
by
it Cool Ranch or was it?
I mean,
classic Dorito?
South by was a vibe. Like it didn't matter what kind of music you liked. Like it was just fans upon fans, like everywhere. And then you could run into anybody at these shows. And like I was saying before we started taping, was like, late that night, it was like maybe, I don't know, it was past midnight, way past my pajama time to be in bed, and not the Sylvia of today. So walking down like Red River and 6th Street, that's where everything is, and there's a little piano bar, and I look in and there's Lady Gaga playing the piano, And
That's so
within
cool.
like 5 seconds, people are just swarming in because they had just seen her, a few hours before. And she wasn't the headliner on the Dorito stage. She was just that she was coming up at that time. And it was wild to see that. So that's one of my most memorable. But then every tour we've seen it. I've seen her in Boston. Even the Tony Bennett one. She did one at was it Orpheum? I think it was like a smaller show. Anyway, and then of course the Fenway shows, which we're going to be having Beth on from Fenway Concerts pretty soon. So we'll talk to her a little bit about Gaga being at Fenway. But the first Fenway show in 2017, she became the first female headliner at Fenway. And, it was crazy because she was like, it shouldn't have taken this long to be, female the headline. But I'm like, hey, you did it. And the first to sell out. And I think it's still one. Yeah. And the person that I went with was Madonna's guitarist, Monty. Like he was randomly in town. He's like, let's go see
cool.
Lady Gaga. And
Remember,
like,
we put on a show for Monty.
Don't tell Madonna. Yeah, we did. We did a House of Blues
put on a show
Foundation Room show.
In the Foundation Room. And then, and because he was in town and we want to hook him up. And, and then, and my assistant at the time, Amy, was like a huge Gaga fan. So I got us all tickets and we went, and I mean, I had never been to a Gaga show. I'd never been to like a Madonna show or a Kylie show or anything like a big pop artist. Like that was like really the first time I'd seen something of that level. And I was just blown away. And I was like so excited to see all the monsters. Like I'd like never seen a crowd that diverse. Like, I mean, it's like 10 years ago, but I just was like, wow, I've been in the music business for a long time and never seen anything like this. This is so cool. This is so amazing. It was great.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a great time. And like any one of her tours is just the only thing I haven't been is really the we always talk about Vegas. I haven't been to the Vegas residencies at all. And it's more jazz. I mean, obviously, but I'm just not a jazz person. I can't. And it's sad because like obviously I deal with a lot of Jack Kerouac stuff and they're like, oh, he loved jazz. I'm like, that was Jack. I am like, I can't get into jazz. I think it's because in school, like they would make you learn like jazz music and it just like you force me to learn it. I don't want to. So I think that's my reason why.
That album that she had with Tony Bennett is actually one of my favorites. It's really good. Again, I'm not the biggest jazz fan at all, but she definitely held my hand into the genre, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this is cool. This is great. It actually it inspired Tony and I to get back into vinyl, and we ended up getting a record player, and then like it just like snowballed into all these other like vinyls that we ended up getting, and just like setting up our sound system so that I would hook up to it because of that album, because it was just kind of like,
that's cool.
Yeah, we wanted to like hear it in its pure form.
You know that her Joanne World Tour inspired your grandmother, right, Fabio?
How so? What's the family connection?
I have a photo of your grandmother posing like Lady Gaga album cover.
Insert here.
Insert here.
Insert photo. I've got to see this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I got it. I don't think she knew what she was doing. I just said, "Hey, put this hat on. This will be great." And so,
I'd love to see that.
And then we were singing the song, and she's like, "Oh, that's really nice." Because that was like her more. It wasn't like it was more like a country. Remember, where do you think you're going? Right?
Going? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it gets kind of like what we ask my grandmother all the time, like, where do you think you're going?
And she was like, oh, that's cool. And so there's a photo of her, and she's like facing this way with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll insert here, and we'll see his grandmother, who's over 90 years old, and she just kicks ass. So
just kicking it.
That's cool. Are either of you going to the Mayhem residency arena things.
Yes, we're trying to.
We are in the works of making that happen as we speak.
That's cool.
Because Fabio has a very busy year because he's Fabio.
My schedule is extremely packed this summer.
He's going to a wedding in Portugal, and it just messes up the whole Lady Gaga schedule for the United States. So now we're looking at Europe.
Her U.S. tour dates don't work for me.
Doesn't work for him. So now, but it might be less money because it's not. Europe just has different ticketing platforms.
Yeah.
But the problem is most of these dates are sold out. So, except there's a few that aren't. And so we're trying to find countries
that are like, where can we go for a mini vacay, but at the same time see Gaga, weekend. I'm not doing just a weekend. I want at least a minimum of 5 nights, not 5 days, 5 nights.
So I'm saving all my points because I don't know how he thinks this is all going to happen. And we're trying to call in some favors and see what we can go out and find. I don't know. I'm going to call Stu out there and see. He's a promoter. See if he can help us find some decent tickets. But the tickets are like $200, like 200 euros, as opposed to like 1,000 here.
We were pretty surprised. We're like, excuse me.
And I'm like, if you go there on points, and I have points on Marriott and Delta, then you're just like, okay. It's kind of like the Taylor thing where people were going to Europe to see her because you would go to a country you might not ever go to because you have no connection, and then you find something cool and it'll cost less than the ticket here. So that's what we're trying to do, but he's making all these plans, so we're looking at maybe October or November.
That's cool. I honestly, so like, I love what she's doing with this, where I think it's so cool that she's not doing the like classic, like, 45 date US tour type of thing. It's like, hey, look, I'm going to be in New York, I'm going to be in LA, and I forget where else she's going to be. And then like, obviously like overseas, but like you have these 10 nights where I'm going to be there, figure it out. And then, I'm guessing next year she'll do a stadium run or something like that.
She said she didn't see. That's the thing. Like she was saying, she didn't want to do stadiums because I think they wanted her to do stadiums, and she's like, this show is not meant for stadiums. So I think production wise, she felt like it wouldn't play well in a stadium. So, but maybe that'll change next year. Maybe she'll just do more dates because it's very limited. Because I mean, there's no Boston date. I mean, the closest is either New York or Toronto. I mean, we were looking at Seattle. I think that was the only other U.S. date that would match with his schedule and even mine in the summer because I have some work stuff. So yeah, it was. It was ridiculous to say we're looking at European dates.
They're very the dates are so
for somebody limited. I'm not really a fan of, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here we are.
If you make it work and if you get to a European show, would you do? Is she doing the same thing over there, where she's doing like a handful of nights in each spot?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Would you try to go to multiple shows if you're going to be there?
Depends.
That's interesting. I've never done like multiple shows for any show. Usually, like for me, it's just like when I see it once, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like I don't need to like go the next day or the day after that or whatever. But I mean, if as you were mentioning, if she was to come around here next year, I would definitely do that. But like within the same weekend, no.
Well, it's also the people that we go with, depending on who we go with, because like again, we're saying, oh, we want 6 tickets. Is it realistic that we're going to get 6 tickets? Like, good point. And so that, I mean, we could try to get it there. I'm just afraid that, we're talking about maybe Milan. We're talking about maybe, what was it? Switzerland? Like
Stockholm.
Oh, Sweden.
Maybe London,
so,
Sweden.
Yeah. Because those seem to have tickets, like Stockholm, Sweden seem to have tickets, whereas Milan didn't. And so we're like, okay, but we don't know anything about these ticketing systems. Like, what if we get scammed? We'll be those people. Because when you open up,
we're at the gates. We're like, speaking the Deutsch. Hello. Scan.
Is that even the language?
No, I think that
Oh my
no, they
gosh.
do speak German. No, they
Oh
speak
my
German.
gosh.
Yes.
I
We're getting
cannot,
shut down.
Cut.
So
He's leaving this
it's in the works. We're playing around with it. We have dates. We already have a little gaggle of people that we're looking to come
Gaggle
with.
of gagas.
Gaggle of gagas. Exactly. They're going to get on a plane. So we just need to just put the dot on that I and make it happen. So, yeah. I cannot miss this tour. I've seen her on all of her other major tours, except for Chromatica, and I really kicked myself.
I have a question, Fabio. So, do you know what her first? She hasn't played a lot of festivals, United States wise, anyway. I don't know about overseas, but what was her first festival that she played in the United States? It's not what you think.
As a headliner?
Well, no,
or just in
not
general?
really.
Or just in general.
Just in general. Actually, side stage. Nobody knew her.
No.
Can I guess?
Clay, you might know because we have
Newport Jazz.
We had to do those guides. We had to do those guides. Remember for Do 617.
I'm gonna say Newport Jazz Festival or something.
No,
that's my guess.
No, Lollapalooza.
Oh wow!
Lollapalooza.
Yes, yeah.
In 2007, with Lady Starlight. That's in Chicago. So usually Lolla is not something I would think Gaga would play. Usually like Coachella. She's played that 2 years. She's played it, I think, 2017. And then obviously this year, 2025, she played where Fabio almost camped. Like he almost decided to go.
Oh.
Fabio's not a camper. He's not outdoorsy. Just doesn't happen.
I consider
crowds.
I consider the Holiday Inn camping for me. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
so he was actually planning it out because then Post Malone was going to be there and what weekend we could go because then Tony wanted to go and I'm like, you really want to camp because we're not going to just come in and out because that's like it's huge. Like we're talking like over 100,000 people in there. Like that's a lot of people. Like so and a lot of traffic. So okay, we're going to camp. Okay, and then no, we didn't go.
No, didn't go.
No, rather go to Switzerland. Much easier. There's a hotel room.
Someday. I mean, I want to experience that, but
I want to take Fabio with me to.
I just don't understand
Boston Calling this year. I think it's like a dipping of the toes first.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen instead of just like jumping right into the lake.
You can't. You can't. Because with Boston Calling, you can go home crying afterwards if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, oh, I got to recover. That's it. It's not too far. It's there.
I've been in the sun enough,
But
there are shades.
So you let me know if you want to go to Boston Calling.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah.
Go the T-Pain night.
T-Pain.
Is that Saturday?
No, I think he's Friday.
Oh, that's Luke Combs. That's when Cassandra's going with me.
Oh, yeah.
I know nothing about Luke Combs at all.
He's very
except for he brought out Good Charlotte and
Boys.
Garth Brooks.
Wasn't it Backstreet Boys?
Yeah,
no.
and Backstreet. I think he went out during Backstreet. Okay,
oh yes,
that festival weirds me out because
Stagecoach.
Yeah, it's like it's not really a festival I would ever go to, but there's always like a couple people that I'm like, oh, I would love to see these guys. Then there's like the people who make sense to be headlining, like a Luke Combs, who I know nothing about, but I understand he's massive. Then they also have like Nelly, Creed, the Backstreet Boys, and I'm like, this is like kind of where Dolls. I would have a lot of fun. Goo Goo Dolls. So I looked at their set times, and what they did was they had like the headliners played at whatever, like 8 to 10 o'clock or something, and then at 11 it was like Creed played one night, Backstreet Boys did their thing, was like an 11 o'clock set, and I think maybe Nelly was that other one or something, because Google Dolls played like earlier in the day, and I was like, that's really smart. You kind of like get the people out of the way that are there for like just the Luke Combs, and then you get this like weird after party type of vibe. And I saw videos of like Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump and like Zach Bryan were in the crowd during Creed, just like
during Creed singing. Yeah.
And then like during Backstreet Boys, like Luke Combs came out on stage, and I was like, this seems like, see, now that festival, when I started seeing that, I was like, this makes more sense to me as like something I would like to go to, where it's like kind of controlled chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's just wild. And then yeah, Luke Combs brought out like Good Charlotte and Garth Brooks, and I was like, what? That would have been so much fun. Like I would have only known those two songs, but
there's a lot of people going through these country, like, I mean, well, Nelly, right? Wasn't a country grammar or something, right? Like,
well, country grammar was not a country song at all.
I know, but I'm saying, like, it can,
he did have the like country thing.
Yeah. So it could, like, this phase that they go, not phase. I mean, I think it all derives from country, and from, like I always say, country comes from Portuguese fado, right? Like, where it's like that sad, like, we say country is about your dog and your girl leaving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Same thing with fado. That's where it comes from. It's like the blues, right? So it all, I think it just it just comes from that, the history. So I think everything is just coming full circle. And it was great to watch, like, like we were mentioning, Zach being in the crowd with everybody else and singing, and it looked like he was having a good time. So, and then when I saw Luke Combs and with the Backstreet Boys, I called my cousin Cassandra. I was like, this is your dream come true. Growing up, Backstreet Boys was her band.
Oh my God.
And then Luke is her favorite, her favorite singer, like country singer, because that was her, like, again, my Uncle Frank, that's, they share that love of country with Luke Combs.
That's cool.
And so she was like, oh my God, this is like a dream. This is a collaboration I didn't know was coming. And I'm like, yeah. So it was fun, because if you think about it, some of those songs are kind of country. They're not really, you can remake them. We'll put some videos in here, Fabio, so you'll see it and you'll be like, And we'll put the Zach Bryan, because he's our homie. And hopefully by the time this airs, maybe we'll have some Sylvia news on here about Zach Bryan.
Decided to put up a post on Jack's Instagram account. And a lot of famous people do follow Jack, one of them being Zach, which Jim and I had corresponded with him for like a year. He was a fan, just in DMs and that sort of thing. And then came those 4 words through the DM when I put up the story. How can I help?
When was that?
That was in October.
In October
of 2024.
Interesting. He had reached out already.
Yeah,
right.
It was.
We were sworn to secrecy.
We couldn't do anything, and we understand all the other circumstances, and everything looks like it worked out, right? Like the way it's supposed to be. But we were trying to figure out what it was, because then he's like, let me put you in touch with my business manager, and then he's not like a regular person. There's layers to it, right. So we had to talk to different people, make sure that was happening. Then we reached out in December, and he's like, oh, I thought this was done. I'm like, no. So he thought the deal was done already. So it took a few more months, and Brian has been gracious through the whole thing.
I want
Samara.
So
stop
the
doing
guy who's playing
Clay is like, that we don't like that. No.
The guy who's currently playing drums for Gaga is this kid named, his Instagram is Tosh the Drummer. He's incredible. But he, over the last couple of years, he's been playing with like the most random band. Like he would be in these like pop punk bands and stuff like that. He was on that Fall Out Boy tour when they came to Fenway a couple years ago. And he like filled in when their drummer got sick. I think he maybe even during the Boston show, like he played like 4 or 5 shows with them, but he's just this like young guy who's incredibly good, but plays everything. And then he played with like that band Filter that was huge in the 90s, early 2000s. He played with them and then didn't do anything for like a minute. He just makes a bunch of like Instagram videos and stuff. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he was Lady Gaga's drummer, and like through work, I follow him, but I also follow like a bunch of other people, and they were all sharing it, and they were like, this is incredible. And then the Coachella performance, there's like a huge drum solo thing and all this stuff. And he was so prominently featured. And I was like, this makes sense because this guy has like such a personality. And now you're pairing him with like the ultimate personality in Gaga. And I'm excited to see how that evolves like over the summer and over the rest of this year, like with that tour. And like, I don't know. It's kind of like that perfect fit where you have a guy who, you know, he's not obviously not Travis Barker, but he kind of like carries himself and has that type of talent where he could be a main feature of a set for somebody like that. So it's really super exciting to watch. Like
Tosh the drummer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his Instagram. I don't know his last name, but it's Tosh the drummer on Instagram. But yeah, it was cool. I was like, wow, this is, I don't know. It's cool to just see like a young person like make it and like make it on that type of level with that type of artist. And like, obviously Gaga does not have to give anybody else stage time when she's up there. But the fact that this guy who's playing his first show with her is like such a prominent piece of that stage, I was like, that's really cool.
Well, if clearly he's talented, so if it's being highlighted, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, it was,
yeah. And
cool.
Was it last week when we were trying to figure out what, like, where we wanted to see Gaga or where we could see Gaga on tour? One of my friends was like, "Oh, I know her tour manager. Oh, just randomly, you've known this all these years." And this tour manager lives in Massachusetts, by the way, and for years since the first tour. So I'm like, that was pretty cool. So anyway, I thought that was. We're like, what? So we were actually this person? Great.
Yeah. We were actually together at a small little private event.
Why don't you just say what it is? We went to a tea party.
We were at a tea party last Saturday.
That's
I made it up in Fabio's friends ranking because
she got invited to the tea party.
I got invited to a tea party. His friends like me because these are the same friends who got to the seats and said, "These are our seats." So maybe that's why. I don't know.
There's only 16 spots. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Cucumber sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what was that chicken
I'm talking
one?
about.
What was that chicken one?
It's a chicken curry finger sandwich. Oh my god, it's amazing.
I'm still dreaming about that tea party. Brian and Ted.
Does a great job. Brian and Ted.
Shout out. They are the best. Shout out to them.
Yeah, they have this little annual.
They like me better than Amelia. And I really appreciate that very much because I'm in the rankings above her. It's an honor.
Well, we'll see how it continues. I mean, if you've been invited 1 year, it could be strong indication.
I always try to go. I break all commitments just to make sure anytime I'm invited that I'm there because I know better. If you do not go, that's it. You're off.
You're like, you're saying no. Okay.
Delete.
So yeah, Sylvia had this realization as we're literally like, and I'm like side eyeing her. I'm like, what? You're only realizing this now?
Yeah.
So
he's like, "Oh, do you want to go have dinner with him?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yes.
Yes. Go do what you have to do. So
anyway,
that's awesome.
That's our dumb life.
I remember the first time I experienced Gaga. Actually, it was a really interesting little story. Do you remember that old show on Fox? It was So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
Old show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day or whatever.
Hee-haw something.
So the way that the show would start is the entire cast would get together and they would do this one performance before they split up into their own individual things. So it was like this one choreographed performance that they would do at the start of the show, and they would her song, Lady Gaga's song, Just Dance, was the song that they were dancing to, and it grabbed my attention. I'm like, what is this? And they always plugged the name of the artist and the song that was playing on the corner of the screen. They just wouldn't play the music, and they would always mention it. And I was like paying attention. I was like, who is this Lady Gaga? So I'm just like, I wrote it down. I'm like, who is this person? And I had never heard the song before. And I think it was around the time when it started to hit the radios. I'm not sure, because I honestly, like, at that time I was listening to music all the time, everywhere. So I was kind of like, aware of what was happening, but it just hit me. And then I think it was like in a week or so, I mentioned it to Sylvia. I was like, hey, there's this artist named Lady Gaga, and she sounds really, really good. She sounds kind of like what you were saying earlier. She almost sounds like a really young Madonna. And then a couple of weeks later, she performs live on the show So You Think You Can Dance. And I get to actually like see her and, what she's about. And I was like, oh my God.
Whatever this is, I love all of it.
I want more.
But what did I say to you when you said this Lady Gaga? Did I say, yeah, I know who it is because of Josh?
No, yes, but when you're
and you're
like,
you never listen to me anyway.
No, that's true. Yeah. why am I going to listen to you? So no. And so she's just kind of like, yeah. She goes, I think you were like, yeah, I think she's going to be like the latest upcoming thing right now.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No one.
My
no
friends
one
were
knew.
telling me.
No one knew. And then like the
MySpace.
following year, I think 2009 was just Gaga. Everything Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
Everything related. Like in the just whether it was fashion, politics, culture, technology, automotive, it was just Gaga related.
Yeah, and then the Kanye West tour that never happened because of that Taylor Swift thing and the backlash.
Is that why that tour didn't happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and that's why that friendship kind of.
I mean, I think it's understandable why it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Well,
good
now,
for Gaga.
yeah,
now looking back,
no,
good for her that occurred in a way. 2009 in my mind, 2009 was like her year that she really took over and just like I'm so happy.
We went all as a group to the TD Garden Show 2010, like with Shayla, Amelia.
Yes, but even before that, do you remember when I was like, Sylvia,
oh God,
she is going to be at the Kiss 108 Jingle Ball performing. And this was like in Lowell at the Songest Arena. And
the
Songest. How do you pronounce it? I don't know. I live here.
Songest.
T. There's no
T at the end.
Why is there a T in the?
There's a T at the beginning.
Because at the beginning, Songest.
Oh yeah. See, I don't like that when it comes to grammar.
He's Greek. He's Greek.
Take the damn letter.
No, he's Greek. So you're trying? Are you going after the Greeks now?
Yes, because I just woke up.
You love a Greek salad.
I do. I love feta.
Leave them alone. You love them.
Naomi made a feta egg like as I was coming in here, and I was like, I should have had. And I had like a smoothie like an idiot, and I was like, I messed up.
Should have gone with the feta egg. But I was basically like, all over Sylvia. I'm like, you need to, like, this needs to happen. I need to see Gaga. She's my new mother. Like, I need this in my life. It's like, all right, fine, leave me alone, get away.
That's when I brought in my friend. I introduced you to Shailene, who was doing the concerts. Like, so Shailene, she did she was promotions at Jammin', and then now she's head of events. She does all the iHeart festivals with my friend Dennis. So they head up all those festivals. So she's probably one of the few people that's been in the industry in not the same job, but the same company. But it's like she's just in it for the longest time. And I'm like, that's amazing. She's an amazing person. And she always hooked us up back in the day. And my earliest promotions were with her. Any like thing that wasn't metal, it was always Shailene. Because, my shows are always metal, pop, nothing in between. Country, we never really had country shows back then. Look at me back then, 2009.
So yeah, and believe it or not, like when she performed, she didn't even have like a stage. Like she just performed in front of the curtain.
Oh wow!
Like she came out from the curtain. I think she had like 3 or 4 dancers, if that. And I think that's a stretch. And she performed it, did 4 or 5 songs. And I was just like, I could have cared. I don't know who else was there or performing, whatever. I was just there sitting in my seat. It's the first time. And I was just, I took it all in. And I fell in love. I fell in love when I heard the song on the show. And then seeing her just perform for 20 some minutes in front of a red curtain, you know what I mean, at a Jingle Ball event. And I was just like, I'm it. This is it. This is the future. Pay attention.
I went to one of those Jingle Balls. I only went to one, and it was same deal, Songs Arena. And I have no idea who headlined. I know Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey came out and did a Christmas song, and it was random. But Hillary Duff, yeah.
You see that video that's out there where Jessica Simpson's trying to pronounce Lowell?
No, we're not in Boston. We're in Lowell, Massachusetts. Or Massachusetts. I cannot ever say Massachusetts. 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 I don't know. Whatever.
There's a whole thing. There's a whole it's been unearthed, and you got to find it. It's so funny. It's I don't know. I'm in
here.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Anyway, sorry.
So it was I remember Hillary Duff was there, and then but the artist that played first was Maroon 5. And the only Maroon 5 I like is that first record. I think it's one of my favorite records of all time.
It's a great pop album.
It's perfect. Yep. And they were so good. It was the same deal. They played for 15 minutes. They played maybe 4 or 5 songs. Yep. But I just remember being wow, and I think I only knew Harder to Breathe. And I was like, this band's really good. This is not really the music I like, but oh my God, fell in love with them. And then I didn't see them again until they headlined the DCU Center in 2015 or 16 or something. And it was fine. I don't know. But there was that moment I was like, wow, that's cool. And I always liked those Jingle Ball things for that, where it's I went with a friend. Simple Plan must have played or something like that. There must have been some kind of a pop punk element to it. But I came away as a Maroon 5 fan and randomly saw Jessica Simpson sing "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" or whatever. But I didn't get to see Gaga. That would have been cool. But not because I don't think anybody that played that day went on to be a Gaga level artist. I think Maroon 5 is probably the closest, and they were literally the first band that played that day.
Yeah, I mean Jessica Simpson, she became big in fashion industry for sure.
She pivoted.
So good for her. People she's an idiot. No, she's not.
No, she ain't.
No,
she doesn't have to sing.
Miss Thing knows what she's doing.
She did her thing. So yeah, for sure. I think out of all of them, she's probably. I mean, I don't think she has more money than Lady Gaga, but maybe she does. I don't know because the fashion licensing and all that stuff. Everywhere you see that Jessica Simpson, purses, shoes, everything. So anyway,
licensing is where it's at.
Correct. We should license. No, we can't.
Can we license this
I don't know where
podcast?
I was going with that. No, we can't. It doesn't make sense.
No, it wouldn't.
Although, League Podcast, the League of its LPC up there on that screen over there. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. You guys paying us to be on the podcast?
It's a very nice logo.
It is. It's a very nice logo.
Only looking at it. Screw me for customizing my dashboard.
Way to go.
Well, screw you. There should be a Stub Stories fucking logo up there.
Be
Customize
I can make a half
space.
One. Make a half one.
Oh man. Well, this is an hour, guys. We talked about all our lives decisions.
Yeah, what we've been up to in the first couple of months of the new year. I think we're back in it. I was a little concerned on how we were going to if we forgot how to do this, but no,
it's riding a bike.
Yeah.
I haven't ridden a bike in a long time.
Yeah, I also have not ridden a bike.
Do you remember? Do you remember when we created our own bike gang, Sylvia?
We did. We created a bike gang. My bike folded in half. It was kind of like a transformer. Because I had a really tiny car, so it'd fold in half, and then I would
unfold it. See, we had like we still have this circle of friends, and I don't know where the hell we
you
got
might
the
have a
ideas.
circle of friends, but anyway,
let's be honest. Yeah,
so many things, so many things to talk about.
You have
Let's unpack this.
And we all got into the ideas like, oh, let's go bike riding. We should all have bikes. And I think it took like a couple of weeks and everyone was able to secure a bike. Everyone had a bike and we would like go for bike rides. And I think it happened all of like one time.
Yeah.
Maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
One or twice. Yeah, maybe twice.
Like
I still have the bike downstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know, so now that I'm into like, 3D printing and everything, my little
FYI, he didn't get into that. Like, this is what he's been doing. He's been 3D printing everything. I give him orders of things that I want. So like he'll go missing. Like if you see things that aren't posted anywhere, things are behind, is because he's in his cave, his man cave. He has a man cave. Fabio has a man cave.
I've literally turned the back of my garage into like this little workbench area, and I have
never seen his garage until now.
No, I just thought that's where you put your cars.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. I found for cleaning out that space. I found the bag from that one day of paint, that one afternoon of paintball.
We had outfits. We had
outfits.
Oh my goodness!
Everything. It's still in the same bag.
It was about the outfit.
Never cleaned. I just need to
amazing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's sad. So so Fabio's into 3D printing. If anybody would like to place an order, why don't you do like a Stub Stories something for us? I don't know.
I'm actually looking at something about making something with our logo on it and like some RFID tags attached to it. So yeah, I have like this little idea.
Can you make like a mic? Those the screen things.
That's
that's cool.
Right?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, let me see if I can find an STL file for that, or I'm gonna have to probably build one.
He has 2 printers now, 2 3D printers.
STL file.
3? You bought another? Oh yeah, the other one. Okay, yeah, 3.
STL. Yeah, I have 3 now.
So yeah, and he has a TikTok where you can follow him to while he makes these things.
It is by far not kept up whatsoever. I don't even know why the hell I'm putting videos on there.
Just do it.
Just do it.
I'm just kind of like I'm bored, and I'm just kind of like
influencer
playing around, and I'm so into parametric design now. Like I'm actually like I'm taking tutorials.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
It's the engineering. It's like the design of like.
You're going to be targeted. You're going to be targeted with these ads after this is over, because I'm being targeted with things, and then I keep sending it to him. I'm like, make this. I'm like, I don't even think about it. I'm like, why do I need this? Every time I see him, he shows up with a box of new things. You need me a middle finger for my fridge.
Hell yeah.
With magnet.
Hell yes. That's incredible.
I was concerned. I'm like, oh man, we haven't done this in a minute, but like, it looks like everything.
Okay.
I think it fell back into place.
Yeah, we're good.
We're all right. And then next week we actually have a guest, so we have to be really good. Like, it's Beth from Fenway Concert. She's the best. Yeah.
Wait, is that next week or the week after?
Is it next week?
Is that on my calendar? Am I going to be awake?
Oh my goodness.
You better be awake.
It's not next week.
I can't.
It's not next week.
Hello?
Okay. Hello. That was the best. Hello. Oh, it's the 16th. It's the 16th. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's the 16th.
Hello.
Because you're away. Actually, somebody's away next week. I don't know what's going on.
I'm actually, what's fun is I'm doing a show with Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That's cool.
He's awesome. I've been starting to watch his YouTubes lately with his friend there, that comedian. Great. It's a great hour.
That's awesome. So cool.
I get to meet him. I'm really excited. So, yeah.
Are you going to ask him the alien question?
I'm not going to ask him any questions except, what do you need from me? What do you need backstage? Where is this enough water, sir? He doesn't have
Where
any.
Can I plug in?
His backstage rider is like literally like crudité, and like make sure there's 2 pitchers of water filled with ice and water.
When you said pictures, I said like a picture of water.
2 pictures of water.
Well, he is the science man.
Please have the table of elements of readily available for me.
We should do an episode on writers.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah. I remember when Sylvia explained to me what a writer was, and I was like, wait a minute. You're telling me that these people literally have a list of things that they must have before the show?
Oh, yeah.
Like no blue M&Ms, new toilet seats,
new underwear, Kid Rock.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think that in itself would be a pretty cool episode.
I got plenty to look through.
Much fun.
Yeah. Because I think, isn't that one of your bio for Stub Stories? The guy that makes sure something. What's your bio?
I'm the one that makes sure that Ricky doesn't come backstage and steal stuff from the writer.
There you go.
With some fake passing made out of packing tape and the flyer.
Hey, if it works, it works.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I haven't done that in 20-something years.
He'll never let you forget it.
But you will teach your daughter how to do it, though.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yes.
Well, all I got to say is you bring that child to a show with little headphones, and you're gonna get into
with the little baby headphones. Oh,
I can't wait. She's too young for this summer because every time a show gets announced, I'm like, oh, we could do the headphone thing, and Naomi's like, come on, no. So, but maybe next year, and I think we would probably do either go to Boston Calling really early and stay for a couple bands and leave, or do whatever, if there's something that makes sense at the Palladium outdoors and go to the first half of it kind of thing. But yeah,
there's also
she
a ton of
love music.
Kids all ages concerts and people touring with that stuff, like Danny Go and
there's a guy
Warren Zanes does a bunch of stuff, and they have Grateful Dead for kids and stuff like that. There's a bunch of tours for kids.
Yeah, there's a band. So the band The Presidents of the United States of America.
Of course.
Yep.
Their singer
Peaches.
Their singer. So during bath time, if we don't put on our own music, which we do 99% of the time, but when we first had Willow, we'd just put on bath time playlist because we're what the hell do we listen to in here? And there was this guy that kept popping up, and his name was Casper Baby Pants, and all the songs are super, super, super catchy. And I was I know this voice. And after 2 months, I think either Naomi looked it up or I looked it up, but we found out it's the lead singer of the Presidents of the United States of America. And I was this makes so much sense. All of their songs are really catchy, and he's the best. And if he tours, we're 1,000,000% going to go. Cause I was it rules. So good.
That's funny. There's this DJ that I'm going to send it to you, Ricky. He does remixes of classic kid songs, The Wheels on the Bus. But these are really good bangers.
Hell yeah!
He goes hard. I The Wheels on the Bus go run, really good.
For the longest time,
and he has events where the kids and the parents go, and all you see are just baby headphones everywhere.
Hell yeah!
It's so amazing.
Willow was born during the height of the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef, and this is a Kendrick Lamar.
So her
household.
middle name is
what?
The stars were aligned.
Yeah, right. Well, so no lie, if I need her to take a nap, if Naomi goes to the gym or whatever, and she clearly needs to sleep, I'll walk around the house, and I listened to the newest Kendrick record so much when it came out that it's this thing that puts her to sleep. So we can't get her to fall asleep sometimes, and I'll just walk around the house, and it's I see dead people, bam, bam, bam. And she's just okay, and she sleeps to bangers. It's the most insane shit ever, and I'm
That's
you are
awesome.
So my daughter that it's not even funny.
I love that.
I thought about bringing her to Kendrick, but I can't do that.
She'll just
that
fall
would
asleep.
be amazing.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, actually, it would be good because she would nap the entire time, and I could just rock out.
Enjoy the concert.
Maybe next year.
Oh man.
But
okay.
Well, there we are. We're at an hour and 13. There's a lot of good content in there because
Yeah.
I think there's some,
We're just so fucking good.
We do. All we do is just drop good content.
We're so profesh.
Yeah. Even waking up late, he was on. He was on.
He can talk Gaga.
Yeah. Anything else? Forget it. I mean, he was looking up that ninja. What was it? Ninja sex, whatever.
Ninja sex party.
Ninja sex party.
Yeah.
Ninja sex, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the clip. We're like, new episode of
Ninja sex party.
What?
Like what?
With special guest Lady Gaga.
Great.
Such a great show.
Oh, that would be.
It's a very 80s forward thinking group, isn't it? Like their feel, like at least like their Google search was giving me a lot of like 85, 84 vibes.
They're like
do we even remember those years?
They're like a comedy
like 3
duo band.
4. Okay.
Yeah. Check out some of their videos. It's good.
I'm curious.
And Twerp, who's my friends, they were the ones that open for them, but they're also the backing band for the duo. So they're like,
oh, that's cool.
They play the whole show. Yeah, very cool.
Every episode, I like to find a new band that like I never heard of before. Like so, Ninja Sex Party.
That's the one. That's a good one.
There you go.
Fabio, why don't you give them your new band from Kylie?
Oh my God.
Romy.
Oh
I can't stop listening to her.
Her
She's
album,
amazing.
She opened up for Lady Gaga and she opened up for Kylie Minogue. I was literally just looking at a picture of Lady Gaga. And her album, called Mid-Air, came out in 2023. That album, it's on repeat, man. It is good. It is a dance album. Phenomenal. She's an Australian artist as well. And I mean, I can't stop with like Did I? That song is just keeps strong. Is another great. Tony got us into it.
What's that song that he listens to 20 like on repeat?
Enjoy Your Life. My mama said to me, enjoy your life. Sylvia's like, no.
That's not how it goes, but
it does start like that. Listen, it's a great album.
Listen to it. Yeah, it was great. Like usually I'm like, what's going on? But like Tony got a new car, so he's been wanting to drive a lot, so that's what we listen to in the car. Yep.
Well, are you guys watching that show, The Residence, on Netflix? Because Kylie is featured in that show.
I just found out about it, and Tony finished watching the series. He said it was really, really good.
It's
so
really
I need to watch
good.
it. I think she has like she's not like on one of the lead characters though. She's got like a small
but she's
part.
like it's set in the White House, and it's like a murder mystery. And
yes,
she is performing for the president in the show, and like it's kind of filmed like
I need to see it.
It's like Clue, like they show like different parts of the movie. So
one of my favorite
you can
movies.
see her in the background or something. So like, but yeah, she's like actually in it. It's pretty cool. There you go. That's my recommendation. And we got Romy and Ninja Sex Party. We got lots of stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of things. Yeah,
go digest.
That sounds awful.
Go digest.
Okay. All right. Well, I've had enough of this because like we would have
end
been
it
done,
now.
but we would have been done sooner, but somebody was late.
I know. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Actually, like I'm just gonna go.
Jealous.
So it's the power of podcasting. It always goes like this.
I can't. So I mean,
it is 10 a.m.
Listen, it isn't. It's 11:46.
I was like, it's almost
Was 10 a.m.
Was 10 a.m.
Was 10 a.m.
I swear to God, if you were late for Beth's thing, that's it.
There's no being late for Beth's thing.
We try to introduce you to all these people so you will have better
They're
friends.
lovely people. They really are, but they need to understand how I am.
Yeah, like Gillette with their dirt stories for you. I mean, like it was so funny.
And when they were setting up a couple of weeks ago, I literally just like
They
I
literally were.
oh, the dirt. It's so real.
That was such a great episode. Go listen to the Gillette Stadium episode as they begin their season. It's so great. It sounds awful that we're talking about dirt, but it was funny in the context because Fabio doesn't like dirt.
It was fascinating. It was pure.
Yeah.
Pure dirt.
Pure dirt.
Pure dirt. If you have a Stub Story idea that you want to share with us, or if you want to email us so we can do a dramatic reading of your email, because I want to do that for you. Please email us at info@stubstories.net.
And make sure you guys like and subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. We're on every platform you can find your podcasts. So like, subscribe, comment, share, DM.
Yeah.
Do all the
We
things.
hope Fabio will join us on time next time.
I will. I'll be around. I'll make it
Hello?
I'll make an effort.
Hello.
Yeah, why?
Stupid. All right. Well, have a good week, and we'll be back maybe. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Bye.
Hi, this is Sylvia.
And I'm Ricky, and we are Stub Stories.
Please follow us everywhere you listen to podcasts.
You can find us on every social media channel. Make sure you're following our YouTube, like, subscribe.
And check out our website, stubstories.net. Special thanks to Live Nation for all the support and sponsoring the episodes.